Racist.
Stanford University. The Stanford University Marching Band. Oh gosh, do we love them.
I love you.
The Stanford University Marching Band mocked the Mormon-run. I was going to say, no, I wasn't.
No, you weren't
going to say that. Mocked the Mormon-run Brigham Young University's anti-LGBTQ plus policies during a recent football game between the two schools. As part of its performance, the band performed a skit entitled Gay Chicken, and that culminated in two women getting married on the field. Throughout the fake ceremony, the band members used religious language used in Mormon wedding ceremonies. BYU has a long history of supporting ex-gay therapy and anti-LGBTQ plus scholarship. Question 6. With a Bacardi shot, I'd swallow that. There was one time at band camp when Stanford Marching Band mocked BYU with a gay marriage skit at a football game.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
Yeah, we loved
it.
I hated it.
Really? Tell us why.
I hate it. I think that is such a disrespectful thing to do, because there are times that there are times to fight and scream and holler, and there are other times that you have to put aside your ego and know that you are for the cause instead of for the fight. And if you're more about the fight than the cause, then I think it sucks. And I think this situation at a football game, like, I don't think they were recruiting any fans for the
Just as an
LGBT.
FYI, in terms of popular support to your observation, the stadium had a huge crowd that booed Stanford all the way through the performance.
Yeah, and they deserved it. That wasn't the place to do something like that for these people, because those kids choose, or maybe their parents are paying for it, whatever, they chose to go to a religious organization or whatever, and they're not telling people that they have to believe this. I feel like we're back to Candace Cameron again. But like they were there to do their thing, and I feel like it also takes away from the athletes that were there to kind of do their own job.
I'm curious to your point, because you're heard loud and clear. And again, I appreciate you.
Is he? Because I'm trying to drown him out 5 seconds.
You have a space
and that
here.
was going to be my question.
And you're dope.
Are we in a situation
Completely dope.
in LGBT where we're only happy if it's our point of view? That we
Yes.
can't go, at the end of the day, I can't stand Tucker Carlson. I make the joke, I can't stand Tucker Carlson. Tucker at 8, Sean at 9, Laura at 10. I can't stand their point of view, but they have every damn right to say it. Can we find ways in our community to go, we're better than you, because we completely are okay that you say it?
So artistically, that band doing artistic stuff on the field, they have a right to be artistic. And arts often are the battlefield and actually change things, because had it not been for the arts, there would not be the line of separating the Caucasian folks from the black folks would still exist had it not been for the arts to say, you know what, we're not going to perform until you make this change. And so another thing I like about this is that they utilize two women identified folks and not two men, which is the typical norm. So another shot to that. And so sometimes you have to push back to make people realize who they are, what they are. They didn't get on a microphone and say change your policy. All they did was artistically make a moment.
I love when gays get creative, or our allies get creative. Okay, this was a protest, folks. That's what it was, and they're allowed to do that. Now. They weren't great, and I probably would have maybe picked the Gaga song, right?
True, to the point.
It wasn't good.
It wasn't good, but I mean,
that's a main objection. I love a subversive message. So if there was a way that they were taking their songs and they all had some kind of gay theme to it or whatever, I'd have been like, all right, I got you. But to be like, well, gay chicken, but like,
okay, all right.
Yeah.
What are we thinking, to my question though? Do we only want what we want and we reject everything
yes,
else?
because once we get out of this door, we're not in a safe place anymore, and the world is hetero and white. So yes, when we're together, we have to be this way about things like this. We have to say yes.
Yeah, no,
we
I mean,
can.
it's human nature, right? For you not to want the other person to have that voice so that you could always win.
But we don't
and be
always
on
win,
top.
John. We never win.
We never win.
Thank you.
We don't. We just got something signed yesterday.
Something signed. He doesn't even know what
I know what it is. Like, I forget what it's called, but like, the Respect for Marriage Act. Yeah. We do win. We've got gay marriage in 2015.
I want to spell this out for you, right? So let me spell this out for you, especially what you just said. So the bill you just referred to, right? The thing you just
I know what it is.
Wait. Hold on.
Let me drink my tea.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
No,
All right?
Let me get the tea.
We were used as a group, as a queer group, we were used as a leverage point for a bill that affected more than just us. It affected interracial marriages. It affected everything that was affected by the Supreme Court when it comes to marriage. But because the powers that be wanted to change it, they made it a queer issue when it wasn't. I can tell you right now, my parents are interracial. If that bill hadn't passed, they wouldn't be able to be married.
No, that's not true.
Wait, yes, it is.
If that bill didn't pass, they wouldn't be able to be married?
Yes, because if the Supreme Court decided, just like they decided on Roe versus Wade, because that was a Supreme Court
I understand
issue,
what you're saying,
just
but
like
just to go over to get ahead of the...
Let me say,
Okay.
interracial marriage also decided by the Supreme Court. So the Supreme Court has the power, if someone brings it to their attention, to reverse those
Yes,
decisions.
but it was the opposite intention. The intention was that we want to codify gay marriage, so we're going to add in
And
the
interracial.
interracial marriage, that because who's going to vote against the interracial marriage part?
Oh, really? Wait, let me be very clear. Let me be very clear. Hold on, let me be very
I
clear
know
about
that
this,
there were a lot of
right?
people who
Let me
voted
be
for
very
it.
clear about this. They were already
Clarence Thomas.
Thank you.
Clarence Thomas
Clarence
has that
Thomas
one.
already brought it up. In the state of Minnesota, they already brought it up. In the state of South Dakota, they already brought it up.
Okay, wait.
No, meaning there's
Let me
trigger-
jump in
trigger
in
laws.
terms of helping frame the conversation we're talking about, which is really what's going on here. Stanford, one of the most liberal universities in America, is poking fun at one of the most relatively conservative universities, private, religious run by
Yes.
the Latter-day Saints. It comes down to the classic battle of 2023. Is it going to be religious rights or is it going to be civil rights, principally marqueed by gay rights?
Christian religious
and
rights. Please
Christian-
make sure you say that.
Yes, exactly. And so as a result, that's really what this comes down to. The very liberal thinking of Stanford and Berkeley, California, versus Brigham Young and Salt Lake City in Utah, of this classic battle showdown between religious rights and LGBT rights. That's really what's at play.
The thing about their battle right now, though, because to me, I think very clearly about what's happening in the Supreme Court, which is there is a battle right now happening about this very subject with religion versus the queer community, because it's about a lady who does wedding websites.
Absolutely.
It's right now in the Supreme Court. And
What do you
what's in-
think, just quickly, because it's different than this topic, but what's going to happen? What do you think's going to, what is the Supreme Court going to rule?
I think they're going to rule
projected,
against it. I think that they're going to. I think they are going to nail it down. And the reason it ties to this, right? I'm going to tie it to this because it's very specific. Is just this week, a queer organization that had a restaurant or something like that. They got a booking. They didn't know they had a queer restaurant. They got a booking from a Christian group. They told them no.
In Virginia.
Right in Virginia. That group.
I'm well
No, you are. That group is now
Take
raising
your finger
heck.
out my face.
Right? They're raising heck, and that's the
Damn.
problem that I have with this specific venue is because it's only
The
good
Supreme
on one
Court
side.
in June of 2023 is going to support the I don't have to do a website for gay if I don't want to,
Correct.
or not. Which is it?
I think they're going to support that they don't have to do it.
There it is.
Yes.
Right?
I completely agree.
I agree.
And
with
that's
that,
the thing
sir.
about this
And
issue.
by the way, this football game is an illustration of exactly what's coming in
Exactly.
2023.
Thank you.
This is the issue of 2023. LGBT doesn't realize it yet, but this is the issue. The Supreme Court is now, Ron DeSantis is now,
Yep.
Lady G in South Carolina is now
I wish you'd
making decisions
Oh, I
saying,
forgot who Lady G is.
yes, thank you. Offset.
They said, God, I wish
like,
it was
lady,
vodka.
all right.
I wish it was
Wait.
vodka.
I thought it was Gaga.
Faye, your
Well,
face
really,
just now was.
it.
The issue is in 2023.
Yep.
This is the new battle
That's
of
right.
our lifetimes.
It's right there.
Our lifetime battle now is what religious evangelicals do in balancing versus LGBT civil rights.
That's right.
We've lost
We
in
have.
the Supreme Court. We've lost.
It's a 6-3.
And the reason is because a whole cadre of gay guys go, why do I have to vote?
Exactly.
What's the big deal? Here's the reason why. Here's the reason
Sorry,
why.
it's a scan.
So we salute Stanford University's
Yes.
marching band, even if it was highly offensive and inappropriate.
That's the best.
Which it was. But we love that because art is messy.
Absolutely, and it should
That's
be.
the point. And it should be.
And it should be.
So is sex.
Exactly.
What?
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out television network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus community.